Hello friends, welcome to my second video. My name is Bharat Malik. I am a research scholar. I make videos on statistical analysis through R programming. So today I will be discussing about four topics. So first is your steps involved in data analysis process. Then second is why R. There are already many tools available. Third is installing R and R Studio. Then finally is our writing a fast program through R programming. So let's start. So we know data is a new oil, but rather I would say data is a new life because we we heard recently that during this pandemic period the price of oil came to negative, but the price of life will always be precious. So is the data. So we collect data from various sources like database, online uh, sources like websites, and we collect data from CSV file or Excel and many other sources. So once we import our collected data to our statistical analysis tool, let's say it is R or SPSS, we then explore those data. So make sure like to know the which kind of data are there, what are uh, values inside the data. Then we clean it, like we provide uh, null values to the empty column and many other cleaning process we do in our data analysis cleaning process. So this is very important phase of analysis. Like if we make perfectly fine data cleaning, then our result will be good. But when we make a small error in data cleaning process, then our result or report will become pathetic or will commit some wrong interpretation. So let's start with further steps. Like once we collect data, then we import, then we clean, then we just identify which statistical model will be fitting to this data. Let's say we have a data set, for example, the height of a plant and the water content in a soil. So for these two variable, let's say your response variable is your here, height of a plant, and independent variable is water content in soil. So here we can plot a scatter plot and see if it is following the trend, and if there are various outliers, we can look into it, and we just evaluate the model fit if that kind of model or regression model it is working or not, or we wanted to do t-test. Then we cross validate the model. So once we did all these activities, we then remove few columns or rows as per our analysis requirement. Then we evaluate the model prediction on the new data. So once we run our regression or uh, any uh, any model, then we produce the result. Okay, then uh, we interpret our result as per our requirements. So our next topic is why are there are already many tools available in the market. In this slide we see there are many statistical tools. These are very top tools, uh, but there are in market many tools available as per your needs and requirement. So here you can go to the source and see what are the specific feature of every tools available here. So this is we can see this plot has been drawn based on the market penetration and user satisfaction. So here we see four categories are there: niche category, contender, then high performer, and leader categories. So as per your needs, look into the feature and just see which kind of tool you require for your analysis. So for here we can see there are two. One is your IBM SPSS, other is your R programming. These are uh, coming out of the uh, coming out. So we will be only discussing our features of R and SPSS for our further uh, understanding. So how to decide out of SPSS and R which one you should use? Okay, so it is depend on your subconscious level understanding. So for me, I have learned few softwares like I was a top performer in C++ and SQL during my intermediate, and during a small stint at a top MNC, I had learned Unix shell scripting. That's why I'm more comfortable with R, but it is not like if you don't know any programming, also you can learn R. So you can see other difference. I can give you analysis. SPSS is a like MCQ type question, and R is a small small answer type question without any hints or options. So in SPSS you can see, so there are already available processes. You just need to click there. Even if you don't know anything, just click import data. Let's say you wanted to do regression, just click regression button. It will show you the result. But in R programming, you need to know the process of regression. So if you will see in both of these, there are uh, plus and minus. Like some advantages are there in SPSS, some advantages are there in R. So for me, so few features I considered for R is one thing. So after the analysis of the data, so you need some data visualization, let's say some graphs and all. But in SPSS, you cannot customize the graphs. And in R, you can make your customized graphs and customized data visualization effects. And the other thing is you can consider like SPSS is not a free software. It is a licensed software. You need to pay for it. But R is a free software, open source software. So you can get anywhere. And other thing I wanted to say about R is it uses natural language. You don't have to read or understand any programming language. And simple learning, simple English will help you to understand R programming. Then we will be installing our R and R Studio software. So let's go to cran.r dot colon project.org. So in this site you can go to download R for your Windows or any other operating system you are having. Then so let's go to our website. So this is your cran.r hyphen project.org. So you just click here, download for R Windows, because I am using Windows. So you can also consider Linux or Mac as per your Windows operating system. So once you go there, just click on we are going to install base R. So install R for the first time. You just click here. So here you can see there is a link for download R 4.00 for Windows. You just click here and it will get downloaded. And uh, the after downloaded, just install it as any other software you install. So there is no uh, different ways to install. So let's open the R. So here, so once you open the R, this kind of screen you will able to see, and here you can just type. Let's say you just read the above to understand the basic about R, what is R and all. So you can just write your license. Sorry. So you just get about the information about right license. Then you can uh, just go to uh, demo function or citation to know about R packages and other publications. So let's start with a small calculation. Okay. So let's say 2 plus 6. So we wanted to calculate this. So it is 8 or square root of 420 224. So we can see the value 15.29704. So here that means our R programming is working perfectly fine. So let's then go to our R Studio installation. So here we can go to rstudio.com. Then we can go to our downloads, and here we can see that RStudio Desktop and RStudio Server. These are two free tools. So we will be installing RStudio Desktop only. And you can just check here, it is open source license. So you just click here as download, and once your download is completed, so install as per your normal software as you install there in your laptop. So once you install the RStudio, then open the browser. Sorry, open the software. So once you open your RStudio application, you can see there is four coordinates of four areas. So first you can see uh, this first quadrant, you can see it is your code editor. You write your scripts, and second one is your called R console, and this third one your global environment. Here you basically see the objects and histories, and your fourth one is your, here you see basically your plots or files. So let's run few line of code just like we run in our R. So 2 plus 6 equal to 8. It is giving us the same result. Then square root of, let's say 400, it will give you 20. So our RStudio is working perfectly. So now let's understand the difference between R and R Studio. The main difference between R or R Studio is simple. Just take an analogy of car. So R works as your car engine, okay, and R Studio is your dashboard. Without R Studio you cannot run R Studio, but without R Studio you can write R programming. But R Studio will give you more uh, facilities or more comfort in writing R programming. So that's why we'll be using only R Studio for our learning R programming. And this thing I have already explained you about the code editor, then R console, workspace and history, then plot and files. So let's move to our final phase, that is writing our first code on the R programming. So while writing R programming, you should understand. So R programming consists of three parts. First is your installation of packages or calling your libraries. Then second is your body of the program. Then last is your removing objects or making all clear the memories. So installing package and calling libraries. So in our first video, we will not be focusing on that. So we have actually one is your base R function, that is in that there are many inbuilt functions are there. So we will be based on that inbuilt functions, we will be writing our first R programming. So let's go to our R Studio. So this is your R Studio interface. So we'll be writing our first program. Although everyone prints first program as their hello world, but we'll be writing our first code to find the area of a triangle by using Heron's formula. So let's say we have three sides. Let's A, then A will be assigned the value of 9, B will be assigning value of 10, and then C will be assigned value of, let's say, 14. So here you can see, so as per convention of R, we are just giving it less than sign and then hyphen to assign a value to any variable or objects. So we are having three sides of a triangle, A 9, B 10, C 14. And for calculating Heron's formula, we need to find the semi-perimeter, that is AS equal to A plus B plus C divided by 3. So here will not use equal to here, because in our programming we use less than and hyphen for assigning the values. Then the Heron's formula, area equal to, sorry, we know square root of S into S minus A into S minus B into S minus C. Then we'll print this result. You can directly print it as an area, or you can use print area comma area. Okay, let's see, let's run our program. What is happening? Let's see. So for running the code, you can just select your first A assigned to A9, that you can write your run button. So here in this console we can see A is assigned to 9. Then second, we will assign the value to B. So you can simply press your control and enter bar to assign the value or run the code. B assigned to 10. Then similarly, C assigned to 14. And then S, we are calculating S. So we have also assigned the value of S. So let's say what is the value of S. You can just write the S and run your command and enter button. We can see the value of S is here 11, and putting it into the function of area. So let's say what is happening here. See, there is a error called S object is not found. So I deliberately kept this to make you understand. Everywhere we have declared small s as a variable or object, but here we have put capital S. So it is not a case sensitive programming language. So you need to put here S. So let's run this area. So here we can see there is a this error. So let's understand what is this error. So friends, we saw here, we run this code, okay, area. Then it is saying a warning message called nonce produced. That means it is value is inside this square, it is a negative value. Okay. So 11 minus 14 is negative. So we cannot find the negative square root of any negative number. So we'll just change the value of A, B, and C and see what is happening. So here we can write the value of 6, A is 6, B is 9, C is here 10. Okay. Just again run the codes like we see here. A is assigned to 6, B is assigned to 9, C is assigned to 10. Then calculating the R. So printing the R, it is 8.33. So here we can see we will calculate the area. So area has been calculated. Let's print the value of area. So it is 4.64 is our result. So let's print it in the screen, okay, with the print function. And we wanted to write area of triangle equal to that value. So let's see what is happening. There is a error. We could not find the function of print. Here we see it is actually we have written capital P, which is not the correct. So we'll, for your learning purpose, I just made deliberately this mistake. So it is your small p, and here we can see the area of triangle is highlighted. Let's try to print this result. What is your result? And here we have seen it is clearly written the area of triangle equal to your desired result. So how easy writing program in this R programming tool. So today we will be ending here. So next topic I will cover is next topic I will be covering is different types of data types like uh, your arrays, your numeric, your characters, and all different types of data types, along with other concepts like we'll be studying different sources from where we can import the data. So this is for today's session, and I like you to please subscribe this channel and support me. So see you in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye.